Life inevitably brings situations that don't go as planned, and you'll encounter people who don't align with your values. If you can't take things lightly and let go, you'll find yourself living in frustration and exhaustion. Between people, differences in knowledge, perspectives, and personal growth lead to varied ways of thinking and handling issues. Therefore, conflicts and misunderstandings are common. In such moments, forgiveness becomes a sign of grace, a form of self-cultivation, and like an umbrella that shields you, allowing you to move forward through the storms. Forgiving others sometimes requires a bit of sacrifice, a generous heart, or accepting some disadvantages. It's not weakness, but a way to widen the path ahead. Life is like the sky. It can't always be clear and bright, bringing you joy. Sometimes it will be cloudy, causing sorrow. Life can't continuously offer you luck and happiness. At times, it will make you taste bitterness and sweetness alike. Thus, open your heart, practice forgiveness, and rise above people and things that weigh you down, so you can stand tall and look far beyond the horizon. When you can tolerate life's disappointments, focusing on your responsibilities without concern for benefits, you're elevating your spirit. When you can look ahead with hope, show empathy to those below, and feel gratitude for those above, you're reaching a higher place of the soul. Letting go of the past, valuing the present, and embracing the future is when you stand at a higher vantage point in life. Life requires not only the ability to see far and deep, but also to see clearly. Seeing far allows you to understand the whole picture. Seeing through allows you to recognize that much of what happens is driven by fame and fortune. Understanding deeply doesn't mean abandoning all pursuits, but finding peace and tranquility within. The most frightening form of aging isn't physical appearance, but the loss of a progressive spirit. While you may not be able to change your outer form, you can certainly improve your inner character. Change your character, and your life will follow. In relationships, remember that kindness, enthusiasm, and sincerity often lead to good results. A smile can be more heartfelt than politeness and can bring warmth to others. Letting go of certain things will make you feel lighter, and remembering certain people can bring happiness. Some pains, when understood, will make you stronger. Life seldom cares about the grievances you've endured or the hardships you've faced. It only looks at the results you deliver. So, when facing life's storms, remind yourself that after the storm, the sun will naturally shine again. Don't waste time complaining to others, as they won't really care. Focusing too much on a problem only keeps you stuck. In reality, no matter how simple a situation is, overthinking will complicate it. Just maintain a calm attitude and an open heart, and whatever comes your way will pass easily, leaving peaceful days behind. Whether shy, tired, lucky, or unfortunate, what's past is already the past. Once it's over, let it go, and peace will follow. No matter how glorious or successful, how many obstacles or failures you've faced, if you've done your best, there's no need for regret. There are many things in life that only you can feel. A broad heart leads to an open path, while a narrow heart makes life difficult. In life, we should remember gratitude, and when working, not forget human emotion over pure logic. A year has 4 seasons, but life does not go in cycles. You only get one chance to plant your seeds, so why not strive for the best harvest? Life can be summed up in 3 days: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday is like flowing water. It's gone and can't return. Today is here, but it's also fading into the past with each step. Tomorrow will come, but it too will pass. Before you know it, another year has gone by, and life has quickly slipped away. Only by letting go of yesterday and appreciating today can tomorrow arrive without regret. Life moves quickly. If you can rise above the superficial, you can touch what's real. When life gets complicated, resolve it gently and discard unnecessary burdens so your heart can be at peace and move forward. Making way for others helps you avoid needless competition. Looking far ahead will reveal the rainbow after the rain, and traveling light allows for a smoother journey. On the long road of life, the most beautiful scenery is not seen with the eyes, but felt with the heart. Deep feelings don't always need to be spoken. They can be understood through actions. Whenever things don't go as planned, remember the virtue of water, always soft, gentle, quietly absorbing, and transforming everything without conflict or argument. If everyone could cultivate such a mindset, the world would be peaceful and people's hearts would be at ease. A wise person doesn't live by the opinions of others or fear their judgments. As long as you understand yourself and observe your own strengths and weaknesses, gradually improving them, that's also a form of self-cultivation. The greatest loneliness in life is having no spiritual anchor, no direction. Whether you're aware of it or not, or whether you admit it or not, if your heart holds only good, nothing will trouble you. If your heart is truly kind, you'll never harbor resentment. If your life is truly simple, the chaos of the world won't affect you. Good people are healthy, peaceful, and sleep soundly. Good deeds are acknowledged by heaven, earth, and even spirits. Without suspicion, the world doesn't feel cold. Without discrimination, the world doesn't seem distant. Without resentment, the sky is always warm. If you don't stir up trouble, the world will remain at peace. True tranquility is not sitting still for hours, but observing everything with a calm mind, listening even to the sound of flowers growing. Sustainable peace comes from within. Seeking it externally is futile. We come into this world for two main events, birth and death. One is already done. Only one remains, so there's no need to rush. What's meant to come will come, and when it's over, it will pass. What's the point in waiting or hoping? People strive their whole lives, yet when they leave, they can't take even a single blade of grass with them. Even if you spend a lifetime gathering, you can't take an ounce of vanity with you in the end. Once you're born, whether rich or poor, everyone says farewell at the end of the road. So while you still have the chance, live wholeheartedly, cherish the people you love, and don't chase after the superficial standards of the world. Life is really very short. Many promise to live 100 years, only to turn around and become memories. Some form deep bonds, only to wake up and find themselves separated by life and death. Don't force yourself to hold on to something you can't forget. If you've already forgotten, let it go. There's no need to make things harder for yourself. Often, losing something you once had feels more regrettable than never having had it. Don't depend too much on anyone, because dependency leads to expectations, and expectations lead to disappointment. No matter how wonderful the world is or how kind people are, it doesn't concern you much. You are yourself. As long as you equip yourself with strong wings and fly to where you want to go, that's enough to make life more enjoyable. Practice giving more. Human interactions are felt from the heart. If you are good to someone, they will know and find a way to reciprocate. Demand less, expect less from others, and expect more from yourself. The fewer your ambitions, the fewer your worries. Spread positive energy to dissolve hatred. Life is like smoke. You are born with empty hands and leave without taking anything. Forgiving others is also freeing yourself. So, practice living simply. Life is not inherently complicated. Strive to live as simply as possible. Spend more time caring for family and friends, and you'll feel the joy and meaning of life. We all hope that when it rains, someone will hold an umbrella for us, that when we're wronged, someone will comfort us, and that in times of danger, someone will protect us. But we all understand that no matter how far the road stretches, we must walk it ourselves. No matter how many entangled tasks there are, we must do them ourselves. And no matter how hard the pain is to bear, we must walk through it on our own. Life's changes cannot be met without alertness, and people's shifting emotions require adaptation. Learn to appreciate things, but also know when to forget. Facing difficulties may sometimes mean taking on burdens. Accepting what's hard to accept will help you grow. Even though the human heart is often weak, you should strive to live with strength, for no one can live your life for you. Love yourself, treat yourself well, and live a life you can be proud of. There are some events that, once they happen, can only be accepted. There are some people who, once lost, must be let go. There are paths you've chosen, and the only option is to keep moving forward. Many good things come from waiting. Patience is not about fighting for something, but about not missing out on happiness. Enjoy the big and small things in life, because tomorrow, when you look back, you'll realize they were all important. Many things only become clear in hindsight when they turn into memories, revealing their true value. If something is truly meant to be, neither time nor distance matters. If it's not meant to be, even if you meet, you will still go your separate ways. Perhaps one needs to travel many roads, experience both glory and hardship to truly grow. When you see through someone but say nothing, you'll understand the power of forgiveness. When you dislike someone but don't confront them, you'll experience the peak of respect. Maturity doesn't come from living long, traveling far, or experiencing much. It comes from knowing when to let go or be tolerant to avoid unnecessary conflict. Everyone carries some level of pain. It's not that the pain is gone, but that they know expressing it won't help and will only make them feel weaker. There are wounds that you don't necessarily need to address, just face them silently, and they will heal on their own. Maturity is being able to smile while transforming pain into happiness. No matter how terrible life seems at times, you must face it bravely. Don't think about escaping, and don't curse or complain, because it's all part of your growth. Learn to make the most of it. In this world, there is no absolute fairness, only biased hearts. Don't blame or hold grudges. Put all your effort into the present, and everything will eventually become a part of the past. No matter how harsh life gets, persevere, because the more you try, the more success you will achieve. When time passes and you look back on your journey, you'll feel a vast sense of peace, knowing that every encounter was a beautiful opportunity. A person's life isn't about its length, but about what they achieve during that time. Life is full of ups and downs. Make sure to leave warmth for those around you. Each day, the people by your side decrease a little. The time you have with them is becoming shorter. Every morning, when the sun rises, remind yourself to live a day filled with joy and meaning. As the sun rises, remember to start your day in peace, hold joy in your heart, and wear a smile on your face. Each person has their own inner sky, sometimes stormy, sometimes clear. You are in it, and no one else can interfere. In every heart, there are moments of sweetness and bitterness. Sometimes you don't see clearly, and others don't understand. That's why unspoken feelings are called the voice of the heart. Tears that can't be shed make life feel cruel. If you know that the storms of life and the sunshine of the world are only temporary, and that what remains afterward is what truly matters, why worry about the changes? Just focus on living your present self well. There is no obstacle in life that cannot be overcome. Everyone has their joys and sorrows to transform, their happiness and pain to face. I believe that sometimes relationships end not because we've changed, but because what we shared has faded. Conversations that once seemed endless now come to a close. The warmth we once had is just a memory. The feelings we once shared are part of the past. It's not that anyone turned cold or betrayed the other. It's just that we no longer share those silent promises like we did before. I also believe everyone has a selfish side and a generous side. A person cries because they care. A person cares because they feel. A person feels because they are human. Caring, hurting, and shedding tears show that you are a complete person. So, if you feel tired, forgive yourself, because we are all just human, and there's no need to pretend to be invulnerable. I also believe everyone has a selfish side and a generous side. A person cries because they care. A person cares because they feel. A person feels because they are human. Caring, hurting, and shedding tears show that you are a complete person. So, if you feel tired, forgive yourself, because we are all just human, and there's no need to pretend to be invulnerable. Birth has already happened, and life is what we must choose. Understanding this principle allows you to find your own way to adapt. In life, it's okay to have less money, but don't let your will be poor. Don't let a lack of money narrow your vision. Even if you can't achieve great glory, aim to be a useful person. It's okay for your appearance to be plain, but don't let your inner self become ugly. Kindness and compassion don't depend on outer appearance. They come from within the soul. It's okay to be physically small, but don't let your heart be narrow. After all, no one likes someone with a petty heart. Even with a small frame and a thin back, a kind heart can bring warmth to countless people. It's okay to be physically weak, but don't let your spirit be weak. Those who are weak-spirited tend to be pessimistic and self-doubting, so it's important to develop courage, have your own ideas, and be confident. Being slow in action or thought is okay, but don't let your mind become clouded. Remind yourself to keep a clear heart and sharp mind to see far and wide. It's okay to be a little heartless at times, but don't become ruthless to the point where ambition turns you into a monster. Otherwise, who will descend into hell if not you? It's fine to be smart, but don't think you're exceptional and everyone else is foolish. Otherwise, the only fool in the world will be you. It's okay to be a little lazy, but don't let yourself become a sloth. The tasks that need to be done should be completed with effort and dedication. Contribute something of value, or you'll become a parasite in society. It's good to be frugal, but don't let money rule your life. If you do, you'll soon evaluate others solely by their wealth, eventually becoming a slave to money. Tolerance is a virtue, but don't let others take advantage of your kindness, allowing them to repeat their mistakes. Always uphold your principles and self-respect. It's okay to endure hardship, but don't let it linger without finding a way to resolve it. Sometimes life requires moments of silence to listen to the flowers bloom and to watch the rustling of leaves. Bien don't think you can't let go because someone else remains attached. Fish without water will die, but water without fish remains calm. What is meant to come will come. Those who wish to leave will leave. Don't despair, and don't cling. There's no need to chase after beautiful people. Instead, cherish those who make your life more beautiful. Give your best to the work of today, to the present, and later, everything will become cherished memories. Accept everything that happens with a peaceful heart, and treat those who have wronged you with forgiveness. Why worry that life isn't easy or smooth? Each person has only one life, whether short or long, and each day is part of a continuous journey. Whether happy or sad, each step on the path is part of life's rhythm, whether moving forward or back. No one is perfect. There's nothing grand about work. When dealing with petty people, don't calculate or seek revenge, as it only adds to your frustration. When facing complex situations, don't dwell on them too much, as doing so only makes you more tired. The world is vast, and people's hearts are complicated. How can we avoid encountering pettiness? Life is fleeting and full of dust. How can we avoid meeting with troubles? Think less of being wronged, remain silent, and then smile with relief. Bien Mick Nguyen. There's no sun. Listen to the wind and watch the rain fall. When there are no flowers, breathe in the scent of the fields. When there's no applause, enjoy the peace of solitude. Time passes, the years change. Don't complain, don't blame, and don't grieve. Keep a tranquil heart, walk lightly on the beautiful path, and cherish sincere relationships. Maintain a positive attitude. When you need restraint, take a deep breath to reset. When facing difficulties, stay calm and change your perspective. After failure, try again to restore confidence. Learn to face yourself and open up to life. Practice forgiveness so that each day passes peacefully. Work with humility and live with sincerity. When you fall into life's deep pits or face difficult situations, don't be sad or discouraged. Remember, the person who holds the greatest strength is yourself. There are no perfectly smooth roads in life. There are always twists and turns. You must cross them and move forward. These twists are not to defeat you, but to strengthen your resilience. No matter how many unspoken tears were shed last night, when the sun rises, the city will still buzz with people and cars. So, believe that every hardship will pass, and tomorrow will be a new day. Observe the grass beneath your feet, the flowers along the road, and the leaves on the trees. Even the humblest life lives beautifully. Life, though transient, should never be taken lightly, for no one can buy health. If you have time, gaze at the vast rivers and mountains to relax your spirit. Don't be too harsh with the things around you, for everything has its own reason for existing. Don't judge others, especially those you don't understand. We only have the right to offer advice to those close to us, whom we love. When angry, don't speak, for you'll likely regret the words you've spoken. Forgive those who have hurt you, but don't give them the opportunity to hurt you again. No matter how hard life becomes, don't lose your self-confidence, for the best things are still ahead. Whether noble or flawed, always treat your parents with respect, for one day you too will grow old. You may know many people, but how many will truly help you? It doesn't matter how many relatives you have. What counts is how many will notice when you are in trouble. The people who share meals with you daily might not be the ones to help you in difficult times. Friends are about quality, not quantity. Like potatoes, no matter how many you have, they can never compare to a single shining gem. If I share half my cake with you, that's friendship. If I take a bite and leave the rest for you, that's love. If I give it all to you, that's a mother's love. But if I hide the cake and tell you I'm hungry, that's life. A man who experiences hardship will know who truly loves him. A woman who experiences ugliness will understand who abandons her. A life full of struggles reveals who truly cares for you. Companionship isn't about wealth. It's about sincerity. Cherishing someone isn't about beauty. It's about the heart. Time can't preserve wealth or beauty, but it can show you who is truly genuine. Life reveals truth not through wealth or appearances, but through the sincerity of those around you. Life gives us two tasks. One is to move forward. The other is to stop. Are you approaching these tasks with a positive mindset? A positive mindset is the best companion on your journey to happiness and health. Whether close or far, if there's a connection, nurture it and maintain a good relationship. For neglecting relationships in times of peace means seeking help in times of need will be futile. Building goodwill is like building a bank account. The more you invest over time, the greater the returns will be. When you encounter something, Don't rush to make decisions, especially when you're angry. You must know how to put yourself in different positions to gain perspective. Make big problems small, and small problems disappear. When faced with complexity, try to resolve it gently and never make simple things more complicated. Develop a sense of knowing when enough is enough. Most of the frustrations in life come from useless comparisons. There will always be people better and worse off than you. When you're upset about not having nice shoes, remember there are people without feet. If your competitor angers you, it means you haven't surpassed them yet. Turning around to confront those who criticize you is unnecessary, like being bitten by a mad dog. Why would you bite back to seek revenge? Bien mitten. Therefore, don't take malicious words from others too seriously. Don't view your work as a burden. Instead of complaining or feeling frustrated, face it with positivity and joy. Treat work as life, as an art. Then you'll find joy in it. Being alive for another day is something to be grateful for. Life is short, just a few decades, so don't do things that will leave you with regret and sorrow. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Sadness passes, and joy does too. If you don't get caught up in meaningless gossip, your life will be peaceful, and your spirit will be lighter. In life, there are three main categories of matters. First, there are your own affairs. For example, what you plan to do today, what to eat, whom to help, and whether you're happy or sad. These are all things you can control. Second, there are other people's affairs. Like how someone else is lazy at work, how another person's marriage is unhappy, or why a friend wasn't grateful after you helped them. These are things that others control, not you. Third, there are the affairs of heaven and earth, such as rain, storms, thunder, natural disasters, things beyond human control. We often get upset because we forget to focus on our own affairs, enjoy meddling in other people's affairs, and worry too much about the forces of nature. To find peace and contentment, simply focus on your own responsibilities, avoid interfering in others' lives, and don't worry about the workings of the universe. Whenever you feel stressed or uneasy, ask yourself, whose business is this? This will help you untangle your thoughts. It's impossible to pursue a perfect life. No matter how good you are, not everyone will like you. No matter how well you live, some will praise and others will criticize. No matter how successful you are, people will comment both positively and negatively. Where there are admirers, there will also be haters. Some people will envy you and others won't care about you at all. That's life. You can't please everyone, so don't lose yourself trying to. Everyone should have their own principles and self-respect. Through the eyes of others, we are never whole, but appear as many different versions. You just need to be the best version of yourself. People may see things similarly, but their perspectives differ. Their mouths may look the same, but their words are different. Our hearts are constructed the same, but our thoughts vary greatly. Our money may be the same, but how we spend it differs from one person to the next. Right and wrong, good and bad, are judged from different positions. Different circumstances lead to different viewpoints. Although we are all human, each person lives life in their own way. Walk confidently on your own 2 feet. The eagle soars through the sky without applause, and grass grows without anyone tending to it. Flowers bloom deep in the mountains, still releasing a beautiful fragrance, even if no one is there to appreciate them. In work, you don't need everyone's understanding. Just give it your all. In life, you don't need everyone to love you. Just be straightforward and generous. Flowers have 100 forms, 1,000 shapes, but they still bloom and spread their fragrance without hindrance. In life, everyone has their own style. Why not help each other grow instead of tearing each other down? If something feels worth it, treasure it. If it brings you joy, protect it. Be close to those who make you happy and love those who move you. Living life may not be easy, but shaking the hearts of thousands or managing the opinions of others isn't simple either. Being a good person isn't difficult. Just keep a kind heart and stay true to yourself on your path. Life isn't simple. Since we are already here, we should live beautifully. Rise above the temptations of fame and fortune, because these are just external things. In the race for fame, everyone wants a piece of the spotlight and wealth competing to get ahead. When things don't go as planned, people often turn to blame life for being unfair. In reality, living a simple and ordinary life is the greatest happiness. In life, when you gain something, you must lose something else. Not everything you give will be returned immediately. Life operates on its own rhythm. The future is always ahead. You just need to keep moving forward. Give yourself the wings of freedom. Rise above the pain and burdens, and live happily. Forget about your age, and don't let time make you feel old. No matter how many years have passed, as long as your spirit feels young, that's enough. Everyone should have a friend. Wealth can't be with you forever, but sometimes friends become your lifelong treasure. It's best to have a close friend, a confidant. When you feel lonely, having someone to talk to is invaluable. A true friend is rare and hard to find, but cherish the quality of friendships over quantity. Build a place of refuge within yourself. When troubled, find a quiet place to let your mind settle. Look at the wildflowers on the roadside. Though small, they bloom beautifully, decorating life. The world suddenly becomes more beautiful. There are many things in life that don't need to go your way to be good. The sun doesn't rise just because you're happy, nor does the moon refuse to set because you're upset. Closing your eyes doesn't mean the world becomes a dark and dreary place. Just because the light doesn't shine on you doesn't mean it won't shine at all. In this world, there are no plants that can't be cut down, only blades that aren't sharp enough. No job is impossible to complete, only people who haven't thought of the right method. Nothing is truly impossible. If people want something, they will find a way. If they don't, they will find an excuse. Life is like a cup of water. Whether hot or cold, if the temperature is right, it's drinkable. Whether sweet or bitter, as long as it suits your taste, it's enjoyable. Whether fast or slow, as long as it pleases the ear, it's music. Through all four seasons, if they fit your mood, they are all good. As long as things suit you, that is happiness. Live with structure, because life is fleeting and short. Managing your emotions well is key to peace and tranquility. No matter how much sorrow you've experienced, it will eventually fade into oblivion. Nothing lasts forever. Life is half memories and half moving forward. We are lonely and sad, not because others don't understand us, but because we can't let go of someone. A true friend in life is hard to find, hard to let go of, and hard to forget. You don't need to try too hard or pretend. Those who understand will know who you truly are. Give all your worries back to yesterday, and grant today your trust and hope as you look forward to tomorrow. Every effort you make will have its own answer. Once you've done your best, there's no need to worry or feel burdened. Just let things follow their natural course. Deep within every soul, there's a hidden corner that no one else may ever fully understand. The difficulties and obstacles we face must often be handled alone, quietly resolved. Sometimes there's no need to see things too clearly, because once you do, you may lose the desire to act. Some people, once fully understood, become less worth befriending. But no matter what happens, don't let yourself be constantly disturbed. There are many joys ahead that you still haven't experienced. There are countless paths waiting for you to walk, and many doors that will only open with your effort. Joy and sorrow are part of life. Bitterness and sweetness make up the essence of human existence. No matter how deep the pain, after a night's sleep, let it become part of the past. Dwelling on regret all day only exhausts you. You can't know what others are thinking, and you can't control what they do. The only thing you can do is give your all to the work at hand, walk the path you've chosen, and live your own life as best you can. In the end, what do we realize about life? It doesn't have to be overly prosperous. It just needs to be meaningful each day. Wealth is for spending. Having enough to get by is a blessing. Having too much can become a source of anxiety. A house is for living, not a burden to bear. Whether it's big or small, as long as it brings happiness, that's what matters. The location doesn't matter either. If it has the fragrance of flowers and wild grasses, that's where you belong. A car is merely a mode of transportation, not a tool for showing off. What kind of car you drive doesn't matter, as long as you get there safely and enjoy the journey. Fame is the result of hard work and discipline, not an entitlement. Having a moderate level of fame is fortunate. Too much can make life uneasy. Food nourishes the body, but it's also a form of medicine. Don't waste it. Eating just enough is nutritious. Overindulging will harm your health. Happiness doesn't come from comparing yourself to others, but from feeling it within. Joy doesn't come from external sources. It comes from your own heart. Criticizing others doesn't mean you're exempt from flaws. Judging others by your standards leaves no one perfect. Trying to push your rivals into a corner won't lead them to ruin, but will only leave you with no escape. Fixating on others' good and bad deeds won't make them lose anything, but will steal away your own time. The world is vast, but a person too domineering will have no friends, and a heart too selfish will only bring fatigue. Only love creates bonds, and only compassion can embrace the world. When you have the time, reflect on your own mistakes. When idle, don't gossip about the good and bad of others. Words, even when they don't harm physically, can easily harm your virtues. The most damaging crime of the mouth is slander, so be mindful before speaking. Even in jest, keep things measured. Don't accuse others lightly. Keep some grace in your words. When criticizing others, don't be too harsh. Leave room for generosity. Even when you're in the right, don't push others to the limit. Leave some room for tolerance. In dealing with things, don't go overboard. Always leave a way out. Accepting others is opening opportunities for yourself. Compassion for those around you helps to broaden your own heart. A person who is tolerant is one who uses a kind heart to interact with life. A person with class treats others with respect. Someone well cultivated shows it through a gentle attitude toward people and things. Thinking of others makes you worthy of others' care. Respecting others brings respect in return. When you treat everything with a gentle attitude, your heart will naturally feel at ease. Not fighting or competing leads to a life free of worries and fears. No one is perfect. Everyone has their own way of living. Though there are admirers, there will also be those who envy or oppose you. Deep down, everyone hopes to avoid drama and jealousy. Human nature is both simple and frightening. A kind heart can forgive anything, while a malicious one can harm countless people. Being too cunning drives others away. Being overly strict causes resentment. Confronting everything with an unyielding attitude and always seeking every advantage will ultimately cause you to lose people and degrade your own character. So, when faced with wealth and profit, it's okay to be a little foolish to maintain harmony. When calculating gratitude, being a little foolish will keep your conscience clear. When competing for fame and fortune, being a little foolish will prevent mental exhaustion. When confronted with gossip, being a little foolish will spare your ears the trouble. A truly wise person doesn't live life being overly shrewd, scheming all day. Instead, they embrace a bit of foolishness to preserve their kindness and stay away from endless conflicts. Life is short. Being content is the key to freedom. Life is chaotic, but embracing a little foolishness brings peace. Thank you for your support. And don't forget to like, share, and follow the YouTube channel Echoes Buddhism for more wisdom and insights into living a mindful and peaceful life. Your encouragement helps us continue to spread positivity and enlightenment.